Ricciardo is set to return to Red Bull Racing. The Australian driver is talking with the team to sign a new contract. He will still not be on the grid next year, but there might be some possibilities for a full return to the grid with Red Bull. We will discuss this all later in the video, because there is a lot more news to dive into. So stick around till the end to hear all about the return of Ricciardo at Red Bull. Logan Sargeant will definitely join the F1 grid with Williams next season. The driver from Florida had to finish in the top 5 for the Formula 2 championship in the last round in Abu Dhabi. Sargeant needed to finish 5th because he needed the super license points to be able to participate in a Formula 1 season. He had already signed a contract with Williams F1. If he gained enough super license points, he would be racing for the Formula 1 team in 2023. It is good news for Williams as well as for Sargeant. The team didn't have any alternatives ready if Sargeant wouldn't get his super license, so it saves the team a lot of trouble that he finished the season in a good way. It will be interesting to see how Sargeant will do next season. He showed a lot of speed, but was not the most consistent driver over the season. He will drive next to Alexander Albon next season. We can compare Sargeant to the driver he replaces. Will he do a better job and match the pace that Albon drives? Nico Hulkenberg is replacing Mick Schumacher next season. The experienced German will be teammates with Kevin Magnussen. A lot of F1 fans' minds go back to the incident that Hulkenberg and Magnussen had a few years ago. Both have matured a lot since, and it isn't expected that this will happen again. Haas F1 has chosen Hulkenberg because of his experience and consistency. Hulkenberg is used to driving with midfield teams and has had some excellent seasons with Force India, for example. He even was rumored to take place next to Max Verstappen at Red Bull for the 2021 season as a replacement of Alexander Albon. That seat eventually went to Sergio Perez. Haas thinks the German can help the team move forward more than Schumacher. Hulkenberg jumped in for a few races over the last years and has done an excellent job every time. He is instantly quick, so with a car that can score points and with much more training, he can probably have a great year at Haas. Schumacher might join Mercedes as a reserve driver next season. His hopes for a full-time seat disappeared because Logan Sargeant secured his super license. It is not expected that Schumacher will return to the grid, because he didn't leave an unforgettable impression the last 2 seasons. There is a lot of talent coming up, so he will have a very hard time getting another full-time seat in the future. Daniel Ricciardo is about to return to Red Bull Racing. It is confirmed that the two parties are talking and are in a closing stage of signing a contract. Ricciardo will be signed as a reserve driver. He will be used to do a lot of the demo runs. Much like David Coulthard, he will be a Red Bull ambassador, but more active as a racing driver. He will also help to develop the car in the simulator. To have a driver as good as Ricciardo as a sim driver is a real asset for any team on the grid. The Australian driver made it clear that he plans to return to the F1 grid, and Red Bull might be a great stepping stone. He has said that he wants to race at a competitive team. He doesn't want to race at the back of the grid anymore. If he can show to Red Bull that he is still the quick driver that he was when he left the team, he might be in to replace Sergio Perez for the 2024 season. Ricciardo and Verstappen have shown that they have a great relationship and that they push each other to be faster. However, Verstappen is the clear team leader at Red Bull, so they can't repeat the incident they've had in Baku. Ricciardo needs to be able to accept that he might not be able to challenge for a world title alongside Verstappen if he wants to join Red Bull for a full-time seat. But before all this, he needs to show the team that he is still the great driver that we all know. Do you expect Ricciardo to make a comeback to F1 through Red Bull? Or have we seen his last race in Abu Dhabi? Let us know in the comments. That is all we got for you this time, but we will be back with more soon. If you liked this video, please click like. If you want to stay up to date on the latest F1 news, please subscribe to our channel. If you want to watch another video, click on the box to the left. We will see you next time.